The room was quiet, almost oppressively so. The kind of silence that made every thought echo in Sheng Shao Yu's mind. Moonlight streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows, casting soft silver streaks across the polished floor and the bed where Hua Yong lay. Hua Yong, the S-class alpha who had been the center of Sheng's life for over 15 years, was sleeping or perhaps pretending to. Even in repose, there was a commanding aura around him. A quiet intensity that made Sheng's pulse hammer in his chest. Sheng sat at the edge of the bed, heart racing, body tense, mind swirling with desire, frustration, and a longing he had never dared to voice. For years, Hua Yong had dominated him, both in body and in heart. From the very beginning, Hua Yong had manipulated every aspect of Sheng's life, pretending to be an omega to win his love, orchestrating conflicts with Shen Wenling, manipulating the cancer cure for Sheng's father, even staging humiliations to see how far Sheng would bend. Sheng had been powerless to resist, yet had fallen completely, irrevocably, and unavoidably under Hua Yong's spell. But now, something had shifted. Sheng was tired of always being the bottom. He had submitted, obeyed, given himself fully to Hua Yong for years. But a fire had ignited inside him, a fire that refused to be ignored. He wanted to take control. Just once, even briefly. He wanted to explore what it was like to hold power. To be the one to guide, to lead, to assert himself in their dynamic. And he wanted Hua Yong to understand that this desire didn't make him less submissive. It made him whole. Sheng's gaze flicked to Hua Yong's sleeping form, studying the sharp angles of his jaw, the strength in his shoulders, the calm dominance that radiated from every fiber of his being. He swallowed hard, heart pounding. "We're both alphas," he whispered under his breath. Maybe we could alternate." Hua Yong stirred slightly, one eyebrow arched, as if he had heard. Alternate? His voice was smooth, low, teasing, carrying that dangerous undertone Sheng had always been powerless against. "Explain." Sheng's cheeks flushed, heat rushing through his body. I mean, he stammered, his hands fidgeting nervously. "Sometimes you lead, and sometimes I can. I don't want to always be the bottom. I want to feel what it's like to guide, to take control, even if only for a while." Hua Yong's eyes glinted in the dim light, sharp and calculating. For a moment, silence hung between them, heavy and electric. Then a slow, predatory smile curved his lips. "You think you could lead me?" he murmured, voice low and dangerous, teasing with amusement. "You forget who I am, little Sheng. I've dominated your life for years." "Do you truly believe that tonight is any different?" Sheng's chest tightened. Of course, Hua Yong would never allow it easily. He had always been untouchable, orchestrating everything from behind the scenes. Sheng's mind flashed back, the parking lot, the night he had been kidnapped and drugged, barely conscious, Hua Yong appearing like a shadow of destiny, saving him, marking him permanently, tying their fates together forever. That memory made Sheng shiver, but it also made him bolder. If he could survive that, surely he could ask for this. I want to try," Sheng said, voice trembling but determined. "Just once, please. Let me see what it feels like to lead, even for a moment." Hua Yong's gaze bored into him, assessing, predatory, yet with a flicker of amusement. "One time?" he murmured, leaning closer, the faintest trace of a smirk on his lips. "You want to lead me just once?" "Yes," Sheng breathed, almost a whisper. "Just once. I need to feel what it's like to share control with you." Hua Yong's hand brushed along Sheng's jaw, tilting his face so their eyes locked. "Little Sheng," he murmured, voice low, intimate, dangerous. "Dominance is not something you demand. It is not something you take. It is something I allow, and I have never allowed it. You can wish, dream, or beg, but it will not happen unless I decide. Do you understand?" Sheng's hands clenched, frustration and desire intertwining in a storm he could barely contain. He did understand. He had always understood. Hua Yong's control was absolute, unyielding, omnipresent.
From orchestrating humiliations to manipulating life or death situations, he had proven time and again that Sheng's attempts at independence would always be challenged. And yet, the desire to lead burned hotter than ever, demanding to be acknowledged.
"You are mine, Sheng Shao You," Hua Yong continued, his voice a velvet caress layered with dominance.
Even if you desire control, even if you crave to lead, your longing itself belongs to me.
That is the truth you cannot escape. Sheng felt his frustration spike. His pulse thundered as he fought between the ache to assert himself and the irresistible pull to surrender.
But we're both alphas, he murmured, almost in disbelief. Doesn't that mean I should have a chance?
Even a small one? Hua Yong's laughter was low, smooth, intoxicating. "A chance?" he repeated. "Do you really think dominance is a turn-taking game? That my claim on you can be balanced with whim?" Sheng's mind raced. The kidnapping, the rut, the marking, the cancer cure manipulation. The letter all woven into the web of Hua Yong's control told him he was asking for the impossible. And yet, he couldn't ignore the yearning that had consumed him for years, the longing to try to taste control, to experience intimacy in a new way. I don't care if it's impossible," Sheng said, voice shaking but resolute. I want a chance to see what it's like, to alternate, to share control with you." Hua Yong's eyes studied him, sharp, piercing, calculating. Then, after a long pause, a faint smirk played across his lips. "Very well," he murmured, voice low and husky. "We can try. But understand this, little Sheng Yu will never fully dominate me. Not completely. You may lead for a moment, but I always decide when, how, and if it ends." Sheng's chest heaved, relief and excitement mingling with lingering tension. That was all he needed. Even a fleeting moment, even a taste, was enough to ignite his heart and senses. I'll take it," he whispered. "Just once. Just a moment. I'll try." The night unfolded slowly, deliberately, as Sheng cautiously tested the boundaries. His hands shook with anticipation as he navigated the delicate dance of leading someone who had always dominated him. Hua Yong allowed him small control, guiding him subtly, teasing him, making it clear the power was only temporary. But the thrill of the attempt sent shivers down Sheng's spine. Every motion, every glance, every word was charged with tension and desire. Sheng's mind flashed to past memories. The kidnapping, the rut, the letter, the manipulations, the marking, and the danger of stepping out of Hua Yong's shadow only heightened the intensity. Every moment of tentative control was precious, fleeting, and intoxicating.